No money, no big salary, 10 properties. How? People always say you need millions to start investing. But let me tell you, I started with zero, and within 12 months, I controlled over 5 million in property. The banks kept rejecting me, every single one. I almost gave up until I discovered a loophole, a way to buy property without the bank's permission. I'll break down exactly the deals, strategies, and numbers step by step so you can do the same. No money, use other people's money. Here's where most people give up. They say, but I don't have cash. Guess what? Neither did I. I went from bank to bank, rejection after rejection, thinking, how is anyone getting approved for loans? I was stuck until I found a better way, seller financing. Instead of using my own money, I borrowed 50K from a friend, put it down as deposit, and took over the seller's existing mortgage, paying 4,500 a month while the property rented out for 7,500. That means I walked away with 3,000 rand in monthly cash flow without using my own money. Now, why would the seller agree to this? The owner had been struggling to sell for months but wasn't getting any buyers because buyers struggled for financing. He was already paying 2 mortgages and just wanted out. The lesson here, if you want to use seller financing, look for properties that have been sitting on the market for months, sellers struggling with multiple bond payments, or retiring landlords who don't want the hassle of managing tenants anymore. These are the people most likely to say yes. Most people never build wealth because they don't have a strategy. They try, they fail, they give up. But you don't have to. I just showed you how I used other people's money to buy properties. But if you want to build real wealth, you need to have a game plan. I will personally show you the exact strategy I used to build my portfolio for free. This is limited. I can only take 10 people at a time. So, go to PropertyAskEkow.com right now and book your free consultation before spots are gone. The secret: buy properties where no one else is looking. One of my first deals was a 2-bedroom distressed apartment in Johannesburg. The market price was 650,000. But because the seller was desperate, I negotiated it down to 420,000. The seller had been struggling to find a buyer for months and was already paying another property. Every buyer needed financing, but the application kept falling through. They just wanted out, so I negotiated hard and got 230K off. If a listing has been on the market for over 90 days, the seller might be open for negotiation. Track older listings. Contact owners of vacant properties. And always ask, what is the lowest you would take for a cash deal? But here is the problem. Finding a deal is one thing. Getting the cash to buy is another. And that's where most people stop. But I found a shortcut. One that lets me buy, renovate, and flip properties without needing a big bank loan by teaming up with friends. Combined money, flip faster. I had 2 friends also frustrated for a home, so we decided to combine our money and flip instead. Each put in 100,000. We bought a rundown property for 550,000 rand, spent 150,000 rand on renovations, and sold it for 950,000 rand. A total profit of 250,000 rand. After splitting, we each walked away with 83,000 rand in profit in just 4 months. No bank loan, no debt, just pulling resources and making fast cash. Most people think flipping is risky, but when you split the cost and share the risk, it actually becomes one of the safest ways to invest. And hey, if you are enjoying this strategy so far, you are going to like my next video. How to buy multiple properties with 1 deposit. This is the exact strategy I used to go from 3 to 10 properties fast. This video reveals how to recycle your money for multiple investments. But wait, don't rush there yet. There is one thing you need to know first, and without it, this entire strategy could backfire. Stay with me, it will all make sense soon. Avoid these costly mistakes. Before jumping into any deal, always do your numbers. A property can look like a great deal, but hidden costs can destroy your profit. For example, one deal looked great on paper, but I almost lost 100K because I underestimated the renovation costs. Now, I always get quotes from at least 3 contractors before buying. Here's what I do to stay safe. 1. Run cash flow analysis before buying. 2. Check renovation costs upfront, don't guess. 3. Negotiate exit clauses in case financing falls through. 4. Always have a backup plan. From 1 property to 10 properties fast. This is the trick. Once you have 1 property making money, you can use its equity to buy the next one. I did this over and over. I bought smart, so my property value jumped to 1.2 million. The banks let me refinance and pull out 300K in equity, essentially turning my first deal into 2 more properties. At first, the banks wouldn't give me money, so I found a private lender who did. Refinancing only works if your property values increases or if it generates strong rental income. Banks use something called loan to value, LTV ratio. Usually, they will let you borrow up to 80% of the property's new value. That's why I focus on properties that were undervalued or easy to renovate. The lesson here, if you want to refinance fast, target properties where you can force appreciation, like outdated homes in good locations, or find multi-unit rentals. Your network is your net worth. One of my best deals came from a connection. I was at this networking event, just chatting to people, where I met these agents. We swapped numbers. After that event, I followed up with a simple message. Hey, I'm looking for off-market properties under 800K. Let me know if you find something interesting. And a few months later, he calls me like, I've got a seller who needs out fast. You in? That's how I landed an 800K property for 580K. Now it's making me 12K a month. The lesson here, agents and investors won't chase you. You have to follow up, stay on top of mind, and let them know exactly what you're looking for. Talk to people. Your next deal could come from a single conversation. So here's the final breakdown. Now you've seen how to buy properties with no money, flip for fast cash, and scale up quickly. If I did this without millions, so can you. Want to see more deals breakdowns? Comment with a fire emoji and share this video with someone who's been waiting to invest but didn't know where to start. But don't stop here, there's one more step. In my next video, I break down how to buy multiple properties just using one deposit. And without it, you could be leaving millions on the table. Be a legacy builder. See you in the next video. Peace out.